Hey guys, it's Kelly and welcome to the final Flossy Friday of 2021. It is December 31st, 2021. Welcome back and welcome if you're new. This is going to be a quick one. I did not pull up all of my spreadsheet stuff, so maybe we'll talk about that in the first Friday video of the year. But I have a couple of things to show you. First of all, I got all of the extra 84 puffs finished, and I got them in their rows. So I have to put together my 18 rows of puffs. I'm so excited. So excited. 252 puff pockets are now fully made. I need to put the rows together, and then I need to buy the stuffing to stuff the puffs, and then I can close all the rows, and then I can put all the rows together. So I created a layout, and now we just have to put it together. And I'm really excited about that. Something else that I did while I was at the quilt store the other day, a new fabric collection came out, and it's called Gloria, and it's from AGF. It's so pretty. So let me just show you my fabric. This one, the actual bolt of this one is called Grandma's Couch, but I just really loved the feel of this fabric. I've never used AGF. It's really interesting. It's a cotton, but it feels, I don't know, it just feels different. Anyways, I really love the colors, and it looks like if you went into an aunt or a grandmother's closet and found all of their like 1970s like polyester jumpsuits. That's what some of this fabric looks like, or like old wallpaper, or old couches, because they all used to look like that. But yeah, I just loved it. I loved the colors, so I can't wait to make something with this. But yeah, I just had to have it. So pretty. There's this random fabric with birds on it. They're so cute. It is directional. I guess I'm holding it. Oh, they put it in here upside down, but it is directional. But they're so pretty. Super cute. Avocado daisies. And there's these really cool suns. There's this one. Super cute. This on the bolt is beautiful. It's like these, they're ombre, little tiny daisies in different shades of coral pink. This is one of my favorites on the bolt. This is so beautiful. It looks like an old wallpaper. You have some of the dark blue. I also really like this one on the bolt. Again, looks amazing. This really cool like golden olive green. Then we have a white version of the suns. This reminds me of those mirrors from the 70s with the rays coming out of them. That's what it reminds me of. Then there's this one. And then the last one is this one, which looks like a weird curtain, basically. So anyways, this is the Gloria collection by Maureen Cracknell from AGF. I love it. I love it. Okay, so that's all of the sewing quilting stuff. Now, I started something, so this week I split my time finishing up the puffs and prepping it to sew my rows together. I did start something new. It is not done though, but I am actively working on it, and it's kind of bringing back my sewing, my stitching groove but this is the Little House Needleworks Farm Fresh, I believe is what this one is called, but it is the first part in the 9-part fall farm series. It is so cute. I love it. There's a lot of stitching. There's a lot of stitching. So there's 2 more pumpkins in this wagon. There's some flowers. I honestly don't know why somebody thinks that they absolutely need to talk to me right now. There's some flowers down here. There's bushel baskets of things, hanging baskets. There's stuff up here. I have to fill all this in to do back stitch. There's a little sales girl here at her farm stand. And then there's a birdhouse with a vine going up it with flowers. So I still have a lot to go, but this will definitely be finished next Friday. But I really like it. And it's also making me want to finish the winter version. So that might be something that I work on not too long after I get this one done, to have the first 2 in the series completed. Now, I was supposed to have a New Year, New Start. I started it early. Oh, let me just say, this is on 32 count Lugana Heartland, and it is what I was originally doing my ink circles, follow your own path to create a map Sal. So eventually at some point I've got to pick all of that out, but until then I'm just using the other side and calling it a day to work on this series. So this is Pictures Plus Heartland 32 count Lugana. Okay, so I was sent a yard of 32 count Lugana from Atomic Ranch. Goodness gracious. From Atomic Ranch, from Rogue Cross Stitch, and this is Weathered Stone, and there's some oranges in it and some greens, and it's really nice. I got sent a yard because I wanted to do And They Sinned, and I was going to use the other half of it for Silver Creek Samplers Holy Moses, which is really long. It's like the 10 Commandments and all kinds of stuff, and the story of Moses. Well, I wanted to get it started early, also because I want to pick out all my own colors. I had pulled the colors that I had available that were called for, and I didn't like any of them. So I'm going to be pulling my own colors as I go and really changing things up, which I'm super stoked about. But I went ahead and I kind of started it, and I thought that the stitches were too big. So this is super buttery soft. So again, this is Atomic Ranch, and you can get it at Rogue Stitching, but it's super buttery soft. And this is a 32 count Lugana, but it's just really big. So I did a couple of test stitches with 2 strands, and the coverage, it just felt too big. Like, I feel like this feels more like 28 count, but I know that it's not. So I got a crazy wild hair, and I started doing it 1/1. I know that sounds really crazy, but this is half the width of And They Sinned 1/1 on 32 count Lugana. So it's going to end up being about 5.5 inches wide. So that's the edge of the border. So I've just got to come out and do that again. This is the center with the angel at the very top. This is over 1. I'm actually really liking it. Probably a little crazy, but it's gonna end up being, so on 32 count, it's normal size was like 10 3/4 by 50 3/4, and doing it over 1, it's like a little bit less than 5.5 by 25.5. But I'm also taking out the alphabet in the center. There's a capital and a lowercase alphabet in the center, and I'm taking all that out, and it's about 110 stitches. So mine's gonna be somewhere around 5.5 by 20 inches and they sinned, which just seems so crazy to me, but I really like it. I'm enjoying it so far. I think it's so cute. And it looks like it's being stitched on Ada, honestly, but it's so tiny. It's so tiny. Yeah, it's supposed to be the width of a piece of paper. A little over 10 inches. So just under like the length of a piece of paper is what it's supposed to be on 32 count. So it's the length of my finger. It's so cute. Like this crown is the size of my thumbnail. It's so adorable. But I'm having a lot of fun with it. I've tried 1/1 before and I absolutely hated it, but this, like I said, the holes are just bigger for some reason, and it's just so buttery soft that like it's just working, and it's making me not hate it. So yeah, I started my new year, new start a little bit early, and I'm probably a little bit crazy for it. I told Heather about it, and she's really excited. She says, it's so pretty, I love it. And I was like, am I crazy? And she was like, not if you're liking it. And I showed Elizabeth, and she was like, oh my gosh, wow. And I showed McKenna, and she called me a moron. I said I might be stupid, and I sent her a picture, and then I said, it's and they send 1/1, and she goes, yeah, you're a moron. So I'm maybe a little crazy, but I think it's gonna be so cool. I don't know. I really like it. Can you imagine doing something this big on something this size? Like on this scale? I don't know. I love it. Anyways, I wasn't gonna share this. I was still gonna pretend like I started it on the 1st, but I just can't. I'm just too excited about it. So that's what I'm working on for the next couple of days. I'm working on And They Send 1/1, and I'm working on Fall on the Farm from Little House Needleworks right now. So we'll see what happens. So I posted a kit parade yesterday, and tomorrow I'm going to have a whip parade, and spoilers, it's an actual whip parade. I know, it's been a really long time since I've done a whip parade and didn't get rid of anything, but one of my goals for January, I created a little bin of the stuff that I'm the most excited to work on out of my whips. And there's a couple in there that I'm like, somebody hold me accountable, and I just need to get them done. So something that I'm going to attempt to do in between working on stuff that I really want to work on, I'm going to force myself to also work on some of the ones that I don't really want to work on, but I want them done. And there's no point in giving up on them at this point. So I think there's 2 in there for sure. There might be 3. I honestly can't remember. But there's a couple in the just get it done pile. There's at least 2. There might be 3, but 2 of them I can for sure get done in January. So that's one of my goals, is to get those done and to stay on top of this. The other thing is, and it's not in yet, and I'm not sure when it's gonna come in. I think by the 15th of January it's supposed to be here. But I did sign up for, and I can't remember if I talked about this, I did sign up for the Annie B's folk art 12 Days of Christmas stockings. So Partridge in a Pear Tree should be coming soon. And in my head, I have an idea of the fabric that I want to use. And it's not, they're stitched on black. And it's very different. And I want to change up the colors, per usual. I did buy the beads. I don't know if I'm going to use them or not, but I did buy the beads because it was $3 to add them on for my first monthly purchase or whatever. So there's that. So I'm gonna also want to attempt to keep up with those while also stitching other things. But this next year, my goal is to not buy a whole lot of haul, which I was actually really successful this last year of not buying too much. But stitching, working on and stitching the series that I currently already have, and finishing a lot of my whips. And I have a lot of really big whips, so I want to at least touch all of my whips once. And I'm going into the year now with 46. In the video tomorrow that gets released, you only see 43 of my whips. And I'm also going to try and be better in 2022 and list out the patterns and the designers that I show. I used to do that a really long time ago, and then I got lazy. So that's another thing that I'm going to try and remember to do, is to fill out the description box of the patterns and the designers. But I went ahead and I did that for everything that I showed in my whip parade that comes tomorrow. These two were not started at the time of filming that, and there is a whip that I have not shown to anybody, and I still did not show anybody. So that one's still a secret. I need to work on that. Anyways, so that's kind of my goal ish for next year, as well as for the month of January. And that's kind of what I want to do. Oh, there is 3. I should be able to finish all 3 of those in January. But my ultimate goal will be to finish all 3 of those by February for sure. Because they're just so close to being done, but also just want them done. There's at least 4. But I think I only put 3 in the bin. I don't know. Does somebody remember? You haven't seen it yet. It comes out tomorrow. Never mind. So that's kind of my goal for this upcoming week, is to work a little bit more on And They Send, because I'm really loving it. To get Fall Farm finished. Get some progress on Winter Farm, and maybe get one of the, I want to get these done in the first month to 2 months of the year. At least get one of those done. So we'll see, because also, again, I'm going to be putting my rows together for my puff quilt, because I'm currently obsessed with working on my puff quilt. So some of my free time is going to go to quilting as well. So there's that. Anyways, that is it for this week. I hope that y'all had an amazing Christmas. I hope that y'all had as good of a 2021 as you could. Thank you for joining me this last year. And I hope that you continue joining me in 2022. And I will see y'all next Friday. I'll also see you tomorrow, but I will for sure see you next Friday. And I hope that y'all have a wonderful new year, and God bless. Bye, guys.